Hello, hello, hello. Here's Joe Hart. I'm Joe Hart. I live in Vermont. I'm a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. That's what I primarily like to focus on is invisible disabilities. But I also cover motorsports. I did NASCAR for 7 years and went to about 95 races and did some media, always in the garage, some media, but mostly just on my own live streaming. Been in a couple of Formula One races, but I'd love to get involved with Formula E or Formula One. Um, of course, I want to thank everyone who watches this live. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have to figure out how to get comments and sharing the screen. I'm just, there's live YouTube streams I watch every day, and there's a ton of comments. And I'm peanuts. I just may not have enough people for comments, but maybe it's not activated. Maybe I'm doing this on a laptop through the camera within the laptop, so I don't have to get that foundation thing, the OCL or OBS. So maybe that's what I'm missing is with OBS I can do comments. Anyway, I'd love to do comments. I'd love to split the screen. I'd love to hear more about my viewers. But anyway, I'm going to cover the 2021 Formula One drivers' predictions. And I know I'm going to predict all of them, 1 through 20. And I know that's, I'm disabled, I'm quirky, I'm idiosyncratic. My disabilities include OCD. So I know it's, if I just guessed one driver, like who's going to win or who's going to get fourth or who's going to get top 10 or, so it's just something I do. I like to, do things like that. So I think I'm going to have to bring that light down. That will mess up with my view. But anyway, okay, first let's talk about 2020 driver standings. I printed up, Formula One's 2020 driver standings. There are 23 drivers listed. As you know, as you may or may not know, there's 10 teams, 2 drivers each. So that's 20 drivers is a full grid. And then, there's a couple teams. Racing Point, which is now Aston Martin Formula One, had 3 drivers listed. Williams, Mercedes had 3 drivers listed, and Haas, Ferrari, had 3 drivers listed. So that's the 3 extra drivers. So I like to group things together to see how close they are. Like, for example, Lewis Hamilton won by 125 points. So there's no way anybody's going to catch him this year. He's going to win. He's going to be first place easily because 125 points. But the next 2 are within 9 points of each other. Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen only differed by 9, and they're kind of grouped together. The next group is 89 points. Again, no one's going to, no matter how great they do, they're not going to cross that line. So the first place driver is all by himself. Second and third place, they may be interchangeable, but the fourth place can't pass them, and the third place can't go below fourth. So below third. But I'm gonna pick them in opposite direction. I don't know why. I mean, like I did the team standings, and one of Formula One's on staff rider picked Red Bull Racing to win the constructors championship. That would be wonderful. I would love to see some excitement in this sport. It's not exciting always seeing Lewis Hamilton win, always beating Valtteri Bottas, Mercedes always winning it's boring. And I know other teams did it. Ferrari did that, and Williams, and everybody's had their time. But I'd be complaining about that too. I just don't like that. Jimmy Johnson with his, I just don't like dynasties and domination. And I guess that's what everybody wants. They want to strive for a Dale Earnhardt Sr., but it's Dale didn't dominate all his years either. But anyway, so I'm going to switch them. I'm going to say Max Verstappen is second and Valtteri Bottas is third. Now, Valtteri, I wish he would keep his mouth shut. There's nothing he can say that will improve his situation. And and at Formula One's website, he did, or somewhere it is, it says, um, Valtteri has changed his mindset. It's it's entirely possible, or probable. I think possible. It's entirely possible that he'll win the championship because of a different mindset. And he ought to just shut up and just drive. I'm sure he hates being number two. I'm sure he hates working with Lewis Hamilton. He's tired of losing. He's tired of being number two. But he just needs to shut up. There's nothing he can say to improve his situation. A, let your driving do your talking, and just go out there, do testing, and then talk, and then do 3 races and then talk. Then go to your first victory and then talk. But don't talk now. I mean, you're gonna anyway. I don't think he'll get second. I think he'll get third. And then, okay, so Sergio Perez, I keep him at fourth. He changed teams. He went from Racing Point, which is now Aston Martin, to Red Bull Racing. That's kind of an upgrade from last year's points. That was from fourth to second. So he's the same person, but he went to a better team. So I think he's going to definitely get fourth. And okay. So anyway, the next group of drivers grouped together, 3, 6. There's 6 of them grouped together. Perez was over Ricardo by 6 points. Ricardo was over Sanz by 14 points. Sanz was over Albon, which is useless, by 14 points. And also 14 points over Charles Leclerc. And then Charles was over Lance. Lando, sorry. Man, Lance Stroll can't be that high. So Lando by 1 point. So I grouped them all together. So that's I like the groupings. I like competition. I like to see something happen and change and work. And this Mercedes, it's so boring. It's so freaking boring. So anyway, Sergio Perez, I think he's going from Aston Martin to Red Bull, which was fourth to second place of last year. So I think he'll stay at fourth, but probably improve it better. Daniel Ricciardo will remain at fifth. He's kind of upgrading. He's going from Alpine Formula One to McLaren from fifth to third. So I think he'll go up. For sixth, I have Charles Leclerc going up 1. Now I remove Albon, so Charles Leclerc becomes 7th, and then 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. And then Vettel is 12th, and then I remove 2, and then 13, 14, 15th. I remove 2. Nicholas Latifi is 16th, and I remove 2. So, I remove 7 of the 23 drivers that are no longer. 3 are extra, 4 have been replaced. So there's only the top 16 in the points of people returning. So I have to inject the 4 drivers that are new. Yuki Tsunoda is one of the new ones. Fernando Alonso is coming back, so he's new. And then Mick Schumacher is new. And then the driver who I choose not to mention until I'm doing a stream, which I'll do more than a couple streams about. We say no to Nikita Mazepin. We say no to the Mazepin. So those are the 4 that have to be interjected because they haven't been on anybody. So, okay, Sergio, stay at 4th, but increase. Daniel, stay at 5th, but increase. 6th, Charles Leclerc, I think will go up. Carlos Sanz, who's went from McLaren to Ferrari, which was from 3rd place to 6th place. I would say that's a downgrade, even though he's talking about driving for the greatest Ferrari or the most famous or whatever. So this year, Sanz was higher than Leclerc on a better team. And I think Leclerc has to just keep getting better and better and better. I think we can still keep being patient for Charles Leclerc, but I think he needs to start showing up. I think he needs to start consistently being on the podium. The podium. Definitely top 10. Definitely third. What's it called? Quali 3. He needs to start. I think he needs to start showing up. So I have him at 6th. I have Carlos Sanz as 7th. Lando Norris, who, again, when we remove Albon, Lando becomes 8th last year, and I'm keeping him at 8th. Same thing with Pierre Gasly. He was 10th, which means he's 9th, and I'm keeping him at 9th. And in 10th, I have a bump up. I have Esteban Ocon going from 11th to 10th. And he's staying at the same team, but it's going from Renault to Alpine F1. Then 11th, Lance Stroll, I have him going down 1. So similar to Esteban Ocon, he's staying at the same team, but it's rebranding. So I think he will go to 11th. And then some of these I'm just, blindly shooting, but I'm going to do it. What the hell? I always love new blood, and, I'm just sick of these Fernando Alonso's, and I still love Sebastian Vettel, and I would love to see a great year out of him. And did I mention him yet? I did not mention him yet, but that same Formula One on-staff rider has picked Sebastian Vettel to be the best of the rest, to be final standings 5th after the 2 Mercedes and after the 2 Red Bulls. That's very lofty. I don't think it'll happen, but that's a neat idea. I'd love to see it happen. So anyway, so 12th, I have Yuki Tsunoda. I don't know a thing about him. I don't think I've ever seen him race in other series, and I haven't read a thing about him. He's new, and he's driving for AlphaTauri. I don't know a thing about him, but I'm just picking him for 12th. Now 13th, I have Sebastian Vettel going down. Like I said, I would love to see. I mean, not going. What was it? Yeah, okay, he was 12th, so I just have him going down 1 slot to 13. Now that's again, he's the person I really, really, really like. That's similar to Sebastian Fernando Alonso, which I do not like at all. He's a complainer. He's a bitcher. I don't like him at all. Not one bit. I think he's past his prime. He's a prima donna. He's a diva. He complains. What engineers need the driver to do is to diagnose the car. Tell them what's wrong with the car so that they can fix it, not complain. Give them the diagnosis. Give them what's wrong with it. So I never really watched Alonso. He was washed up when I started getting involved with Formula One. Anyway, I'm not on him yet. So Sebastian Vettel's the positive side of, I think he's complaining a lot. I think, he can't respond and be dynamic with the situation that's dealt him. He was long overdue in Ferrari by 2 years, probably. I mean, he didn't like them. They didn't like him. He should have just left. But, okay, so I'm saying Sebastian Vettel is 13th. Again, this Formula One on-staff rider, who I can get his name later, picked him to be best of the rest, 5th. That would be so cool. Okay, now 14th. I just picked 14th for Fernando Alonso. That's Aston Martin again. That same rider picked Aston Martin to be no. Sorry. He picked Alpine to be the best of the rest. third place. So Fernando, Aston Martin, 14th. I just picked him. You know, he's got his jaw. He's going to complain. He's, you know. So 15th, Kimi Raikkonen. I love Kimi. I hope he never retires. After I've been talking about it, Alonso should have been gone decades ago, and that Vettel should have been gone years ago. I love Kimi. I love him. So, but I'm putting him at 15th because of the team, Alfa Romeo. They kept the same two drivers. They haven't really done major changes. I think I went down to. No. I went up to. Anyway, yeah, there were 13, 14 out of 16, so that would be 17, 18 out of 20. So I picked them 15, 16. So, okay, Kimi 15th, Antonio Giovinazzi 16th. I brought Haas up, although I had them being 8th, so they need to somehow get over Alfa Romeo. Yeah, these don't coincide. My team guesses and my driver guesses, they don't. But Mick Schumacher, I wish him tremendous luck. I feel for him that he has to start his first year in Formula One in the same year that his I won't even call him his teammate. That scum is starting at the same. I'm really concerned that his supposed teammate will start in Formula One this year. I think Formula One will have put a big couple of nails in their coffin if that happens. Big. So Mick Schumacher, 17th. Again, similar to all the other two new ones. I've never seen him race. Not really. I mean, I've seen some of them, but I don't know anything about them. I don't know enough about Formula One to know that everybody is top of the world, and when they get to Formula One, they're always 20th. You know, I don't know. So I just picked him to be 17th, and then Mazepin 18th, which he better not be in Formula One. Better not. And then the last two are Williams. I left them in the same order. George Russell 19th, and Nicholas Latifi 20th. So that's my 1 through 20 for drivers. It's just a. So anyway, I'd love to get your comments and what you thought about it and who you think should be the best ones to just I would love to hear all the other things that I could hear about it. So anyway, thanks again. I love supporting invisible disabilities. That's my passion, is invisible disabilities, advocating, self-advocating, education, companion animals, not service animals, but companion animals, Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, invisible disabilities. Those are all my passions. That's the 5 things I used to stream about. 1, persons with disabilities. 2, invisible disabilities. 3, Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. 4, companion animals, not service animals. Companion animals, not service animals. Number 5, all within the motorsports world. I did mostly NASCAR, but I have now expanded. I know a fair amount about Formula One. I'm learning more, and I know a fair amount about Formula E. That's where my heart is. I would love to cover them permanently, full time for media, but I'm disabled, so I don't know how I can do that. I've gone to a couple of their races, and some of their contacts really got to know me and really got to love me, and was like, "Wow, you would be a really interesting fit." But they didn't, specifically find a fit or talk about it. But they seem to have some interest. I have a ton of interest, but I'm disabled. I haven't worked for quite a few years. I think with ADA accommodations, I think I could respond in a positive way, working within the Formula E environment. So anyway, that's that, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.